Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's going on? So this is BA2KAYICE's. I'm Will. This is our first live, um, and we just want to say we are excited to have you guys come in. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We're just going to talk for a little while today, and I answer as many questions as I can answer about Gambia and doing business in the Gambia and being a business owner in the Gambia. Just talk a little bit about who I am and the business, and answer any questions that I can answer. So, give you guys a couple more minutes to come on in. Oh, TJ, what's up, man? All right. So, just one thing that I like to start my day with, and that's always started with gratitude, right? Gratitude and Thanksgiving. Start every single day with gratitude and Thanksgiving. Okay, be grateful, and be thankful of what you have, where you are, your family, your friends, your mental faculty, your health, all of that, every single day, and watch that change your perspective. Just watch that change your perspective. So, just something to think about. Just a little nugget I use every single day. Just one of my mantras. So just let you guys come right on in and say and do and whatever you need to say and do. Come on in, guys. Come on in. So real quick, I'm a retired vet, military vet, and I'm a father like most folks, and some of the folks in this group and in this live, and I'm a husband as well, and a retired vet. I guess I'm officially an old guy at this point. Shout out to the retirees and all the service members and stuff, and you can do it too. Okay, you can do it too. So that's just a little bit about me. I got some time, with my knees in the breeze of, being airborne and all the other stuff, and something you guys can chit chat with me about at another point. But I am a retired military vet, so in case you might have been wondering, not sure. So that is also part of my background. Let me see what we got here. Who is this? Oh, okay. So we got a rap. I guess I'm saying that right. Okay. Do you plan to move to Gambia? Yes. I do plan to move to Gambia permanently at some point. My approach has just been different than most people. I chose to start and establish a business first, have some commerce first, and get some things set up in order to make that transition a little easier. So to answer your question, that's the plan, and that's what we're looking at. Okay. Let's see. All right. So again, thank you guys for showing up and jumping in here, wherever you may be jumping in from, whether it's from the West, from the East, or from Asia, from India, from Vietnam, or wherever you may be logging in from. Thank you for your support. We have so many things going on, so much stuff that's coming. It's going to be an amazing year. This is going to be a very amazing year. So you guys just stick with us. We got some good stuff coming, some really good stuff. So we can jump into it with where we got the name BA2KAYICE's. So BA2KAYICE, and I think if you look in the comments, you'll see the link in the info there. But it came from a Wolof BA2KAYICE, and the way that it's spelled is BATKAYY. And so we put our own twist on it. We wanted it to feel native. We wanted it to be comfortable for everybody. And we wanted to be respectful of the culture and of the continent. And so that's how we got the name BA2KAYICE, which is just ice. And also in Wolof, I believe it's also, there's another term called glass for ice. So that's how we got that name. Oh, okay. Intellectual girl Pop. Who inspires you? Who inspires you every day? Oh man. People inspire me every day. You know, my observation of people, family, friends, whether it's online, whether it's a phone call, what have you, listening, understanding, hearing different things happening in people's lives and stuff, and realizing, you do have a lot to be grateful for, have gratitude for, and a lot to be thankful for, and give thanksgiving for. So, yeah, I'm inspired by people around me every single day. That's a good question. Intellectual girl Pop. Good question. Okay, we got another question here. Comment. Let me see. Okay. Quite frankly, is looking forward to coming to Gambia. Okay. Awesome. So, but yeah, so building a business in Gambia, the process is pretty much just like, in my mind, is pretty much just like or similar to doing it in the West or in Europe or wherever you may be, minus a couple of, local steps you'll have to take. But first and foremost, when you're building a business in the Gambia, your due diligence is a must. It's a must. Performing that due diligence, actually going and getting all the research about the different businesses that you want to do or get into, and understanding, is that going to involve any equipment or any product? Am I going to provide services and goods? All of that is very important. All of that. And probably the most important is flying to the Gambia, getting on the ground, and actually knowing that once you get on the ground, you can see how things are, and you can kind of get a feel for what may be successful for what you're trying to do and what may not. Okay. And if I had to put a time on it, I would definitely say you need to be in Gambia at least 2 weeks. And I say 2 weeks is a sweet spot because you figure, okay, if you're coming from the US, that's usually about a 16-hour flight, plus or minus an hour here and there. And it's going to take, on the average person takes about 2.5, 3 days to get over the jet lag. And then that's getting around, starting to get acclimated to Gambia, depending on what time of year you travel there, whether it's rainy season or not, what transportation is available to you, all of those things play a factor. So, but yeah, that's just something to just something for you guys to think about. Let me see what else we have here in the comments. Let me see. Any more comments here? Can you get, Rap says, WRAPP, Rap says, can you get business loans in the Gambia? Yes, you can. You can. That's a good question. Yes, you can. So there's quite a few banks there. You just have to find one that fits what it is you're trying to do business wise, and that's something you have to do your own personal research on. Me personally, I like Echo Bank. I'm with Echo Bank. I have a good relationship with Echo Bank. Every time I've called or reached out, and you do have WhatsApp connections with folks, and you'll be able to do a lot of different things, within the capabilities of that bank. Okay, there are a lot of e-commerce things, tools, and accessories that are coming to the banks in the Gambia. Excuse me, and so you'll be able to move a little bit better. But yeah, you can get a business loan. Now, I think there are multiple requirements, so you have to get on those sites and check out Echo Bank. That's ECO Bank. Check out Echo Bank, and just go from there and just look for Google banks in Gambia, and most of the bank systems or bank communities, they'll pop up, and a lot of their requirements will pop up there for you. I don't want to misquote any of those requirements, but check those banks out, and that is a possibility. There is a possibility. So there's a possibility of you getting some funding in country, in Gambia. All right, see what else we got here. Quite frankly, any business ideas that you feel is a need there? Oh, how much time you got? But right now, there's a lot of things that can be done on a smaller scale, small business scale, in the Gambia. And I would say anything dealing, and this may sound a little strange for some of you, but anything, if you can get into agriculture, if you can get into some processing, if you can get into some level of manufacturing, at the medium scale, at least small to medium scale, these are a few things that you can do. The canvas is clean for Gambia. As long as you have the time, the due diligence, the planning, the resources, it's wide open. It is wide open as far as what businesses you can do. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. Yeah. So there's always some things that you can do as far as businesses in the Gambia. Again, the most important thing is your research, your due diligence, understanding the entire logistics of what it is you're trying to do. Okay. You can't just wake up one morning, have a quick idea, jump on a plane, go to Gambia, and start your business. It just doesn't work like that, because there are just so many variables in running a business and performing that way and doing all that stuff when it comes to Gambia and the continent itself. So it's a little bit more complicated than that. So I would definitely do my due diligence. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, intellectual girl pop. What's your business Motto. Okay. Business motto is do your best and forget the rest. Do your best and forget the rest. I say that because, listen, if you're doing your best, your customer service will be on point. If you're doing your best, your logistics, your planning, your business planning, your funding, all of that, everything will line up. Everything will line up. Okay, because all of this is going to involve research, due diligence, logistics, understanding that whole entire process of who you need to talk to, why you need to talk to them, execution, completion, phasing your task out if they're big tasks and all of that stuff. So doing your best and forgetting the rest. Really, try to keep your business as manageable and as uncomplicated as possible. But that's my short motto for the business. Oh, you're quite welcome. Quite frankly. All right. Let me see. So guys, you can come on in and ask any questions that you want to ask, and we can chit chat about it for sure. So preparation, right? Preparation. I can't say enough about preparation. Do some research. If you want to start, figure out if you want to do goods or services first. Okay. And if you want to do goods or service, figure out what that niche is. Do some research online, do some research through YouTube, all the platforms you can find, all the videos you can find, all of that stuff. And then once you have enough information, you feel like you have enough information and enough business plans, then try and schedule a flight, lay some time out, get on the ground and see, hey, would this business plan 1 work? Would business plan 2 work here? Always write. Bring a notepad, bring a pen, write on the plane, outline what it is you really want to do and what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. And then once everything lines up, manifest it. Manifest it. My business went from an idea to being manifested. So I did it. You can do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Let me see here. In my opinion, this is from Intellectual Girl Pop. In your opinion, what's been your biggest obstacle? Biggest obstacle. Biggest obstacle was the logistics planning. The logistics planning, especially for equipment, and then understanding about the tariffs and what happens at the port, and having a shipping agent and a receiving agent. So with a shipping agent, say for instance, if you get your equipment from America, or you get it from Europe, or you get it from China, or wherever you get it from, you have to have a shipping agent. So purchasing the equipment is separate from the cost of a shipping agent. And that cost will vary. It all depends on who you're connected with and what equipment you use and what company you go with. There's so many to talk about. So, you'll have to just actually start that process. But that was the logistics was the biggest deal. And then you can use the Maersk app, Maersk, Maersk app once your equipment is loaded. Once it's on a ship, you'll be able to track it. You'll know where it is. You know where it's headed to. You'll also know first, absolutely vital information, when your ship is due in and when it actually gets to Banjul port. And then you're on the clock from there. Once it gets to port, you're on the clock. So I think you only have anywhere from I want to say 5 to 7 days to have a receiving agent come there with copies of your bill of lading, your shipping docs, all of that stuff. Come in, go with them for the inspection of your container and get all your information, make sure everything's there, do your accountability, and go from there, and everything will be fine. And then there's a separate fee for moving that container to your business location with the truck. So these are just some of the costs. And then also there's the tariffs at the port. So again, logistics is the biggest obstacle, or was the biggest obstacle for me. All right, let me see what else we got here. Hopefully I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, good question. How do you keep yourself motivated? I keep myself motivated because, listen, when you have a mindset of gratitude and thanksgiving, so I'm grateful for the experience of what I'm doing, right? And when you think about, man, I have a operating business in Africa, on the continent. I have that. That went from being on a piece of paper, an idea, to now it is a physical business on the ground. And that just the thought of being fortunate enough to have a business get started on the continent in Mother Africa is that motivates me every single day. That motivates me every single day about doing that. And then also letting my family and fellow veterans and other friends and stuff see online when I post about things we're doing in the community of Gambia, things that are going on that our business is supporting inside of Gambia, other communities and other diaspora, whether they're from the UK or from the West or wherever they're from, supporting them in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And it's just absolutely amazing, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. But that's just a few of the things that just keep me motivated and keep me on the path. If I can do it, you can do it, and that's part of really why I'm here. If I can do it, you can do it. So, whether you join now, you join later, and you see this, guys, you can do it. You can do it. It can be done. It can be done. Let's see what else we have here. Maybe got some more questions. Okay. Wendy, how you doing, Wendy? Okay. Wendy Green. Wendy says, how did you determine which business would attract both? Okay, let me make sure now. Looks like, okay. How did you determine which business would attract both Gambians and repats to support it? Seems like a lot of people go for one demographic or the other. Wow, that's a good question. So, like I said, it goes back to finding your niche, right? Finding your niche. And when we talked about this too at the business owner meeting in Gambia, but yeah, so if that niche feeds a need for both sides, that's a win. And that was in my planning from the beginning. Like, who does not need ice? I'll wait. Who does not need ice? Who don't want a cold drink? Okay, who don't want to keep their food cold or from spoiling? You see what I'm saying? So think about your niche and definitely don't corner yourself where you are only able to cater to one demographic. I definitely would not suggest that. Definitely put yourself in a position where you can cater to everyone on some level. whether it be goods or whether it be services? Wow, that's a good question, Wendy. And talk to you in a minute. Oh, good to hear from you. Okay. Tariffs. So Rap says, what are the tariff costs for a vehicle? I think the tariff costs for vehicles varies on the age of them. Definitely look at, go to GCO Network. We talked about the tariffs. Go to GCO Network, go there. And I believe in our early episodes, we talked about tariffs. We talked about what the costs were incumbent upon the age of the vehicles and stuff like that. And we also determined, and I can say from experience, it's actually cheaper for you to purchase a vehicle in country. It's actually cheaper for you to do that. But again, that was just my personal experience. If you have something a vehicle that you want to bring over, guys, understand, I think there's a 5 or 10 year difference. But our team will definitely be putting the information in and responding to a lot of you guys' questions in detail. I have moderators that are in the chats that will definitely we'll lay out the specifics of that. Okay. All right. So, quite frankly, is there a market for bottled water? There's always a market for bottled water. When is there too much bottled water? It would just be, what is your manufacturing plan? What is your processing going to be? Where are you going to have filtration? How are you going to do it? Just figuring out the whole logistics of it. And again, that goes back to doing your due diligence, doing your research, and making sure that you get on the ground. You have to walk the ground. You gotta come to Gambia and walk the ground, walk the streets, go into these businesses, get in there, meet people, be proactive in order to manufacture that success that you're looking for. Okay, and that's just. That's really just my take on it. But bottled water, I want to say when I was there, I was just there in February. So, I want to say there had to be 6 or 7 different brands of bottled water. So, and it's not like they were sitting on the shelf getting dusty or something. So, definitely something for you to consider. But also figure out how good you want that product to be and what equipment you would need to make sure of that. I would definitely suggest that. So let me see here. Do we have anything else? Okay, Intellectual Girl Pop. What is your favorite part about being an entrepreneur? Creativity, thinking it, manifesting it, watching it grow, the process. That whole process is that's where we gain the knowledge, we gain the understanding, we gain the know-how, we build the networks, we make the connections, we complete the execution, we run through the phases and the task of what it is we need to do to be successful in whatever niche or format that we're trying to operate in. And I love the process. I love the process of being an entrepreneur, especially when you're coming up with different and new business ideas and you're trying to execute those things and do those things accordingly. So, yeah, I would definitely say that's it. That's the piece. All right. Let me see here. Let me see if we got anything. And just something else to consider too. And my Instagram folks, I see you. I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all hang in there. But really, guys, creating a business plan, definitely got to do that. Do that outline. Work through all those things. Seek funding for partnerships. Do all of that. These are steps, guys. These are steps. These are steps. And steps always do what? They always lead somewhere, right? So these are things that we need to do. These are things that you'll have to do, okay? Think about the legal considerations, registering your business locally, all of that stuff, okay? Hiring a workforce. Listen, we're going to do an entire freaking ebook on how we hire folks and how that process is. I would tell you this: you're going to have to figure out if they're going to be employees or they're going to be contractors. And see, this is information that nobody's given you yet. Nobody's talked about this. Okay, and that's what we're in the business of doing. Trying to give you the detailed information so you can be successful, not the generalized stuff. Okay, but as much detailed and factual information that we can share, so we all can be successful, because we can be successful. Okay, as a community, and what comes along with that, right? Hiring, workforce, defining your staffing requirements. Who do you need? How many personnel do you need? What do you need them to do? All of that stuff, everything. So if you can figure those things out, it's always good to do an outline for those things and lay it out and make sure that you can do that so you can be successful. And that's just one big consideration. Marketing and promotion. So the rule of thumb is always, what is over promotion and over marketing? What is that? Well, first of all, it does not exist. Okay, it does not exist. You cannot talk too much about your business and what you're trying to do and how successful you're trying to be. You cannot do it. Okay, so for instance, if you're in Gambia. If you're here in Gambia, you've seen my vehicle all around. You've seen it in Senegambia. You've seen it in Gunjur. You've seen it traveling all over the place on the highways, everywhere, dropping ice off, dropping ice to different customers and whatnot. And, I had my whole van wrapped with our logo, what we do, what our machines look like, where we're located, our points of contact, our phone numbers, all that stuff. So, that's just part of it. Okay, let me see here. Let me get back into these comments. Okay, how do you manage, Intellectual Girl Pop says, how do you manage your time while owning a business in another country? So that is a good question. Very good question. So between managing on WhatsApp, through WhatsApp, and I would tell you, there's a liaison piece of your business planning that gives you this ability to manage a business, whether you're on the ground, away from the business, or in another country, which applies to me currently in this case. So when I say liaison, here's what I specifically mean. So what I mean is you have to have somebody on the ground, preferably a Gambian that's there working with you, that is supporting what you're doing, that is working with you, and somebody that can help you be successful in what it is that you're doing, and whatever niche that you're in. But you definitely have to be detailed in your planning and your timing. You definitely have to keep track of your calendar, the time difference, knowing when to call, when to get up, when to set your alarm to do that. If you have business operations going on, or you got certificates due, or you have to make sure that some deadlines are met, that is pretty much kind of the gist of how I manage that. Being back and forth and sometimes on the ground too. in the Gambia, because sometimes you can be on the ground there and have things you have to take care of back in Europe or back wherever you're from, back in the West or what have you. So time management is everything. It really is. Time management is everything. That's a good question. Wow, that's a good question. Okay, let me get back. Let me see who we have here. Okay. Okay. I got you, Wendy. So Wendy Green, Wendy says, did you go to China to buy your machines or just get them online? Guys, I would say from experience, so you always have an online option when you purchase an equipment, right? So whether you get it from America or China or Europe or wherever you get your equipment from, you can. There's always an online option, and just make sure that you communicate effectively what it is you need. And I would definitely say always ask for a package deal if that's the case. You want to package everything you want or need to be successful in your business as a package. Because why buy piece after piece after piece after piece when you already know that you're going to be tariffed and taxed at the port for that item or for those parts or those machines, right? And here's what we're looking at. So again, guys, go to GCO Network. We talk about this in detail on the tariffs in our podcast, guys. We got a great podcast with a lot of this information on it as well. And also with PVTV, we talked about in the interview about the tariffs and different tariffs, how much things can cost and doing business in Gambia. But you can also look it up on the GIPA page, GIEPA or GEIPA. I'm sorry, I can't remember right now, but the GIPA page, and that basically talks about the tariffs that the government imposes in order to generate funding to support business in the Gambia. So doing business in the Gambia. So, but it's 36% of the value is your taxation. That's your tariff. It's 36% of the value. That's what you'll be taxed. So if it's worth 20,000, it'll be 36% of that. If it's worth 10,000, it'll be 36% of that. So that's what you'll be looking at, on the ground, trying to get things done and operated. Okay. Rap says, is there a market for growth in the beauty industry? My aunt is interested in starting a business out the country. Okay. So I would say yes. There's definitely a market for growth in the beauty industry in the Gambia. You can do that. And this is something that is starting to pick up in the Gambia. But again, I'm going to say this a lot, guys. Go back, do your due diligence, your research. You have to land on the ground. Walk around, find out, get in these groups, these Facebook groups that talk about business, doing business in the Gambia, or talk about what's happening in the Gambia. Get in these chats, get in these groups, have these conversations with people so you can know and see what is going on and what's happening and go from there. Okay, so you can get some detailed information that way, and that'll be something that'll help you. But there is definitely a market for growth in the beauty industry in the Gambia. Definitely. That's a very good question. Let's see here. You guys have some good questions in here. Very good questions. And this is going to provide a lot of good information for folks that wasn't able to jump on at this particular time and can jump on and see later and make comments. And guys, even if you come in and you make different comments later, don't even worry about it. We'll be able to still answer them in the comment section. So we'll do the best that we can. Okay, so compliance and ethics. So, familiarize yourself with the ethical standards, corporate social responsibility practices, basically what it is you need to do, know, be, how to execute inside of the Gambia, dealing with the Gambian government and the operation of your business. That's it. That's it. We're not gonna make it complicated. That's it. That's exactly what that means. And let me see here. Remember that local knowledge and expertise is crucial. It's crucial in doing business in the Gambia. You gotta and you gotta understand what your work week looks like, right? That's one of the things. Like, okay, most people don't even know that really in Gambia, a work week is really, if you minus the weekend, you're looking at a 4-day work week because you have Friday prayers. Okay. So you have to understand the culture. You have to understand what's going on. Okay. And it just makes sense. It's just what that is. So now you have to understand when your deliveries. I had to make adjustments for that. When deliveries are probably going to happen, when the orders are probably going to come in, understanding religious holidays, their effect, how long they are, Eid, everything, all the Tabaski, all of that is a consideration, all of that. So that's just something that that you have to know and understand and get knowledge of, from being on the ground. That's just what that is. And so also we have a ebook that's on Amazon, and that is starting a business in the Gambia, and is authored by GCO Network and myself, Dr. Willie J. Wilson, and it's on Amazon on the Kindle, and you guys can go and check that out. And more volumes to follow, but that is the initial volume that's been published. And so feel free to go and check that out and let us know. So right now, that ebook is on Amazon and Goodread and Kindle, of course. So and that's pretty much about that ebook. And while we're on ebooks, we have some ebooks that are coming out that's going to deal with land and property purchasing and owning and operating, and lots of different processes, business processes, and things that happen inside of the Gambia and how to navigate those processes and stuff. So stay tuned. We have the ability through GCO Network to generate our own ebooks, and we can generate them quite fast, actually. So pretty fast. So look for more ebooks to come forward, and we're putting our hands on a lot of different projects, building our team and our community and stuff. So we're excited about what's going on. Okay, let me see here. Some more comments. Oh, okay. So Rap says, do you have web courses for business, and do you have land in the Gambia? So we're working on some web courses and ebooks for business, specifically for the Gambia, which will be applicable across the continent to some degree. Just understanding what different countries will have required, but those requirements are not that far apart. And I've been looking at some land, but our partners with PVTV and Vegas Business Group folks, GCO Network folks, they have recently purchased land, and again, that's also one of our early episodes, or should I say, recent episodes on our podcast, where our partners Mzadi and Adams speak about that. They just purchased their land, I believe, in February, and they can really lay out the details of land purchase and how that went, and the agents and the brokers and the companies and all that stuff. So, and also we're authoring a book right now, ebook right now on land purchasing, what you need. I mean, by the list, by the numbers, absolutely by the numbers. So we want to lay these things out, through our affiliation, and through one of our mantras is collaboration is celebration. And that's the truth. That's just what that is. So when you hear me speak about PVTV, we're partners. When you hear me speak about Vegas Business Group, we're partners. When you hear me speak about GCO Network, we're partners. All of us as a community, as a family together, working together to make sure that we can be the light on that path, okay? That we can make things a little bit easier for folks that come behind us and come with us and move and are ready to move forward. So those were some great questions. Okay. And I see it now. So you're asking, is it easy to purchase land and house? Again, that's going to depend on your situation and what you're willing to pay and where you're trying to live and how you're trying to live. It's just, again, it's going to take some research and things of that nature. I will ask members, my partners in GCO Network, they can reach out to you, and you can definitely set up a conference or something with our team, and we can kind of try and guide you in the right direction in regards to doing something like this. So we are prepared to help you along the way with that. We have folks with recent experience with that can call out the exact process of what to do, how to do, what to look for, what things you need, all of that. So yeah, we'll be able to do all of that stuff. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, these are good questions, guys. You guys have some great questions. Man, this sounds like a group that's ready to do something. Okay. So yeah, guys, again, this is us just talking about doing business in the Gambia, on the continent, specifically though in the Gambia, and some of the practices and some of the due diligence you have to perform and research you have to perform, and the on the ground process of just doing a walkthrough and figuring out, hey, will this work? Can I do this? Is this possible? What would be the logistics of doing this? And then trying to figure out also, okay, am I going to do goods? Am I going to do services? Because in Gambia, those are two separate licenses, guys. If you're registering a business or businesses, i.e., if you're only going to do services, you're going to offer whatever service or services, that's one business license. If your business license says goods and services, in Gambia, when you register your business under those two entities, those are two separate business licenses with two separate costs. Okay, so just a little tidbit, just so you know. Let me see and check here if any more comments. So, guys, again, any questions? If you have any more questions, anybody with any more questions, and if we miss anybody or you guys join late and you catch the live and see it, just comment. Just comment, guys. We will answer every comment. We'll answer every comment, okay, as best we know how. And if not, we'll research it and get back to you so we can give you the factual information. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Are there any more comments? Did I miss anybody? Guys, if you have any more Any more comments? Any more questions? Feel free. Feel free. Okay. All right, guys. So, okay, we look like we don't have any more comments right now. I don't see any new ones posted. I hope we've answered all of them. I'm double checking now. Make sure. I think we've tried to answer. We've answered all the questions that we had for tonight up to this point. Okay. So yeah, so now guys, looks like we'll get ready to kind of wrap this up. And again, we want to say thank you for tuning in and linking up with BA2KAYICE, and we'll continue to do this. We'll at least try to do something like this, at least on a weekly or bi-weekly scheduling, so we can put out the most current information that we can. And guys, remember, we also have partners with GCO Network, and we do a lot of podcast episodes there where we talk about things that are happening in Gambia and things that are happening on the continent that are applicable to all of us, okay, and how we can best navigate those. And so we'll do that. Feel free to hit us up on any platform, in any format, through the comments, and we'll reach back out to you accordingly. Again, we appreciate everybody checking in with us and asking whatever questions you guys wanted to ask. This will not be the last time. And so we're going to make this a habit again. And just thanks for your time and your questions today. And we're going to open up a poll and see, what do you guys want our next live topic to be about? Leave a comment with your suggestion below, and we'll just go from there. And we appreciate everything you guys have done in supporting BA2KAYICE and GCO Network and all of us as partners, and look forward to us giving more content and more information as we can. Okay. All right. I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good one. Jetty Jeff.